what he said. So here's what we're going to do, folks. Appreciate everybody being here. Obviously, we have a really full house. You can leave your stuff. Does anybody in this room agree with me that Mr. Nelson does not lack confidence? Does anyone in this room also agree with me that if you have somebody who is a leader, one of the characteristics of being a leader should not be wimpy? Is that true? Okay. He does lead from the front. He has impacted all of our lives, and I know what he's going to train on, and I'm telling you folks, it will not just impact your ACN business. I promise you it will impact other parts of your life as well. The leaders will all tell you that. It's going to be an awesome training, and by the time we're done, folks, here's what I want you to know. You will be just a little bit dangerous in this ACN business, and you will have the ability from your living room to start building an organization and building a business that's going to go into Mexico. And by the way, is anybody excited to learn about the details of what's going to happen in Mexico? When we're done, promptly at 11:10, I'm going to go over the very first part of what we're doing, and it is going to be the details of the Mexico launch. We'll see you in 15 minutes. We'll clear the room. You can leave your stuff on your chairs. Thanks, everyone. We're glad you're here. I have to share with you just a moment about, by the way, was there anyone besides me focused on that last video that you saw, yes or no? Yes. That gentleman, Gary Vaynerchuk, a lot of people don't know who he is. Some people do know who he is. This gentleman is documented, worth over $100 million. Documented. And here's the other thing. One of the businesses that he has was a family wine business. That family wine business was doing about $3 million a year. He took that business over $40, $50 million, and he is all about entrepreneurship. He said something, and I'm going to tell you why we're here, okay? I'm going to tell you why we're here. He said something in one of his trainings that one of my team coordinators, who's one of my best friends, he turned me on to this. So that's something important to understand, that if you're too old, or you're too cool, or you're too smart to learn from someone else, that is a very dangerous place. I can't tell you the amount of stuff that I learned from the people on my team every single day, every single week. We just have to be open to information. You all agree with that, yes or no? Yes. So this gentleman took a wine business from about $3-4 million a year to $30-40 million, and here's what he said, which I think is awesome. He said, entrepreneurship / ACN, it's not designed to take away from your family. It's not designed to take away from the things that are important to us, especially if we have kids. It's designed to take away from all the other stuff that distracts us. Yes or no? Yeah. Who besides me knows what this is? Ready? You guys looking? Who knows what this is? Do people spend a lot of time doing that? Yeah. Yes or no? Or in front of the TV watching the ball games. I'm guilty of that. But here's what I did. I started taking away time from those things and putting time into things like learning from a Mr. Byron Nelson, learning from a Mr. Al Sajays, who you're going to hear from today, learning from someone who's on my team, who you're going to hear from going over the compensation plan, team coordinator, Mr. Casey Wilkinson. So what I'm sharing with you is this. I have a lot of respect, more than you know, that you're here today, because that's what I did. So my story is really simple, and then I'm going to get into Mexico. Are you guys excited about that? Yeah. I know you're more excited about Mexico than you are about my story, but I'm just going to tell you quick so you have a frame of reference. Okay? Here's all it is. Okay, here goes. About 14 years ago, I was managing a nightclub at night, and I was working in the golf business during the day. I had 2 full-time jobs. I had no time. I had no money. And at the end of every month, I was broke. I was not destitute. I was not out on the street. Here was my life 13 and a half years ago. My bills were here, and my money was here. Oh, I'm the only one in the room. That's messed up. Y'all are staring at me like, you left me. Okay, well, let me tell you what it's like, since I'm the only one in the room that can relate to that. Can I tell you what it's like? Can I tell you, a clinical definition of what that life is like? You want to know? It sucks. Because you feel like you're constantly trying to dig out. Honestly, can anyone relate to that? Yes or no? Yeah. So here's what's crazy. Here's an opportunity. If someone takes advantage of it, guess what I think? Great. If someone does not take advantage of it, guess what I think?
Right.
What do I think?
Great.
Opportunities are just taken by someone else. So I had a conversation with a gentleman in the kitchen, and I told him that I was going to say this. I'm not going to say any names, but I'm going to tell you something. So I want to be crystal clear with everyone. Okay? Okay?
Yes.
What difference does it make if ACN goes on to be a $3, $4, $5 billion company? What difference does it make if you don't have your piece? Guess what? We're a footnote in the paper. This was a few hours that you heard about something. There's someone in the room that saw this a year ago, didn't sign up. I think it's great that he's here today. I think it's great. Because guess what? Do you all think we're going to be here in a year?
Yep.
How about 5 years? So if you knew what you knew today and you could go back 5 years, you would be at the beginning of Australia. You'd be at the beginning of New Zealand. You would be at the beginning of South Korea. So knowing what you know today, do you think it might be worth taking some notes and really learning this and being at the beginning of the largest expansion in the history of our company, and that is our launch of Flash Mobile in Mexico? You guys, I'm telling you right now, football season's coming up. Anybody excited?
Yes.
Not a lot of football fans in LA?
Yes.
Okay, that's all right. Don't worry about it. We'll give you a quick example about what I'm going to go over. Here's a quick example. Let me know if you're ready. Okay, cool. Here goes. It's week 1 of football season. But somehow, Saturday, I got you the newspaper for Monday. I got you the newspaper for Monday, but I gave it to you on Saturday. You're here in LA. I want you to think about this. Let me make this point. You are here in LA. And I just handed you Monday's sports section. But it is Saturday evening. What would you do? What, somebody said it. Where would you go? By the way, how fast did you get there? You're gonna have the guy at the desk go, dude, you're putting $10,000 on so and so against so and so. Yeah, I'm just taking a shot at it. See you Monday morning. Who understands that conversation? Oh my God, did I just sound like Byron Nelson? I just said that. I'm coachable. Byron even in the room, who knows? It's okay. Here's what I'm telling you. If you knew what was coming, would you do something about it? Yeah. By the way, folks, that's what today is about. If you knew what was coming, would you do something about it? And if, for those of you that wouldn't, I'm telling you, it's cool. We will build it with you, or we will build it, but make no mistake about it, we are going to build it. And then the challenging conversation comes when some of you should have had guests here today. Are there some people in the room that wish they had more people with them here today, yes or no? Show of hands. Absolutely. Absolutely. That means you get it. And now we just have to show you how to do it. So let me talk to you about Mexico. We're going to go through some stuff here. I have some information I can give you. I have a bunch of other information I can give you. So here we go. So understand, Mexico, 5 years in the making. Mexico is the 5th largest direct selling company in the world. Now let me give you some notes about how to handle today. Here's what I would do if I were you. I would absolutely not commit this to memory. I would absolutely pull out your phone and take pictures of these slides. That's what I would do. And now you have them. Oh, by the way, so proof that we sort of know what we're doing, the people in the first 2 rows, after I just said that, went like this. I said, you should take out your phones and take pictures of the slides. Ooh, not bad. Not a bad idea. Why not? They're up here. So when somebody says, well, what's this thing about Mexico? And you're like, or you go, hey, you know what? It's right here. 5th largest direct selling company in the world. So, the first direct marketing company to sell essential services in Mexico. Let me make that point to you again. We are the first direct selling company to ever sell essential services in Mexico. What you need to know about Mexico, and the reason to get excited, is our business model is the norm. This is normal in Latin America. Network marketing, direct selling is a normal practice and business model down there. So we're not taking anything down there that people don't know and they haven't seen. What they've never been able to do is be able to sell and market essential services with Flash Mobile, which is going to change the game. So I want you to know that I said this. Say, change the game. This whole thing is going to change the game down there. So I'm not asking you to be excited about it. I'm telling you, those of us who know what's coming, we're freaked out about it. And it's just your decision if you want to get a piece. Next slide. Here we go. So let me explain the pre-launch and the launch system. So August right now, so the company literally just put out information about the compensation plan in Mexico. There will be a conference call this week with the leaders, and we're going to be disseminating that information to everyone. So here's the difference. If you are in real estate and you found a piece of property and it looks like junk, but you found out that there is going to be a mall being built in the next lot, would you buy that property, yes or no?
Yes.
Isn't that funny? Why would you buy it? Because you know what's coming. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
So August is the pre-launch. Let me explain what that means. The pre-launch simply means information can go out. The compensation plan is being released this week. Starting September 1, we can start signing up people on your team in Mexico, and I'm going to explain how that works in a moment. Folks, is there an opportunity? 106 million cell lines down there. Do you think we're going to get some of them, yes or no? If I told you that our partner carriers are Telefonica and Movistar, would that be pretty good? Okay, don't tell anybody I told you that. By the way, one person said they wouldn't tell anyone. You guys just didn't get me in trouble. Okay. The fastest growing segment of the Mexico cellular market are smartphones. Next slide. Okay, so there's ways for people with ties to Mexico who can sign up here. They must have a social security number, they have to have a personal tax ID number, or they must have a corporate ID. They must have a corporate tax number for them to be able to sign up here. Now, I'm going to say this now and I'm going to say it again before I'm done. Here's the way to get the biggest piece of Mexico for each and every one of you. Would you like to know that?
Yes.
Here's how you do it. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. 5 people. Listen to me. 5 people that have ties to Mexico. Think of it like this. Team 1 for Mexico. Team 2 for Mexico. Team 3, Team 4, Team 5. You have connections to 5 people up here with ties to Mexico. I'm telling you, based on the compensation plan and what I have seen, that is the way to maximize what you're going to be able to get as a return as your team builds and is acquiring Flash Mobile customers in the Mexico marketplace. Let me tell you this. Without these requirements, if someone is from Mexico and they want to get started and they do not have any of these in the U.S., they have to wait until the Mexico launch. And then they will have the documentation that's required down there at IFE and some other things that the leaders will put out that they must have down there to sign up as a Mexico, an independent business owner down there. It will be called a brand leader. So the name of an independent business owner in the U.S., down there it is called a brand leader. Next slide. Awesome. The second week of August, okay, here's what it is. It says that new IBOs can be enrolled. That is September 1. September 1, people can start signing up in Mexico. Would anyone in this room like to know what it's going to cost to become a business partner down there, yes or no?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. What if I told you it was in the neighborhood? What if I told you that it was in the neighborhood of... I was trying to say it. Do you want to know?
Yes.
Okay. What did you say? Oh my God, I feel like the price is right. Bid? $288. Is that pretty good?
Yes.
Do you think if people down there could own a cell phone company from their family room and it cost a couple $100, do you think they would be interested, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what's also going to happen. Let me explain this very clearly. Wow, I should have thought to bring out the big whiteboard, but it doesn't matter. I'll do it like this. You just have to imagine. There's 3 sections on the launch of a country. And here's the way that the sections work. We're going to talk about 90 days. The first 30 days, the second 30 days, and the third 30 days. Okay? I want you to know this because now someone can't say, I didn't know. Say this to me. Say, now we know. But here it comes. The first 30-day period are conversations only. There's no presentation. There's no official documentation. It is conversation only with people with ties to Mexico. I have a gentleman on my team who is an executive team leader. He's a successful business guy. He talks to me about his banking stuff all over the world. And he's dealing with big numbers, like big, obnoxious numbers in banking and business and deals, right? That person who lives in that world is in this room and is excited about these next 90 days. By the way, and here's what she just said. I'm going to try to do it like this. I'm sure they are. Birds of a feather flock together. People that see it. Now, there's so many people in the room like, dude, what am I doing here? I can't wait to get out. I got to go watch the game, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But at least this way we did our part, and now you know. So now you can't say that you don't know. So the first 30 days, one of the reasons this gentleman is excited, in the first 30 days, conversation. That 30-day window is now coming to an end. Does that make sense? Yeah. Until the company puts out the presentation and the documents, there are no official presentations yet. Here comes the second 30 days starting September 1st. Would you like to know? Yeah. Here's how it goes. From September 1st to approximately October 15th. That date can move. I want you to think of this. From September 1 to October 15, we can start signing up team members. We can start building the downline structure. We can start building your organization. We're presenting to people down there. They're doing meetings just like this. They're having a meeting today at the Center of Excellence that's in Dieppe, that's in Mexico City. That's happening right now as we're here. We're going to start presenting the opportunity. They can start building their team. Everyone will have access into their back office. Why is this important? Because as your team is building, Gina in Mexico City shared it with Tracy. Tracy's in Monterey. Tracy has 27 people coming to a home meet. By the way, Tracy, would you be excited? Okay, you're sure. Okay, cool. Well, she kind of looked at me like this, and I did it because she was smiling big, and you guys couldn't see me. I said, "Are you excited?" She goes, "I'm very excited." She has 27 people in Monterey. By the way, Gina to Tracy was how many phone calls? One phone call, a presentation. Wait a minute, I'm in. I know people all over Monterey. She fills a room of people, and they see this. Gina has a team building in Monterey. Does she know any of those people? Does she love those people? How much? A lot. So now Gina can go into her back office and she can see her team starting to build. So let me be crystal clear. There's no services yet. There's no SIM cards being distributed. There's no customers being signed up yet. The company's very smart. We're going to build distribution. We're going to build our stores all over Mexico from September 1 to approximately October 15. The question for you is this, ladies and gentlemen. How many stores would you like to have in Mexico?
20.
How many would you like to have in the first 6 weeks? I'm about to share something with you guys that's going to trip you out. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Do I have your attention?
Yes.
Okay, good. First 30 days conversation. September 1, we are able to sign up independent business owners. So, by the way, does that make the next 10 to 12 days unbelievably important for those people who are serious, yes or no?
Yes.
Absolutely. Who's thinking of someone right now with a Spanish name? Who in this room right now wants to go to El Torito? Just saying. Yeah, we'd like to order some tableside guacamole. By the way, I need to talk some business with you. Right? Okay, so here goes, folks. Here we go. September 1 to October 15, the team is built. Here we go. Approximately October 15, we can start signing up customers. We can start putting people on the flash wireless SIM cards. And oh, by the way, as of right now, what we've been told, when people sign up, they're going to be given 5 flash wireless SIM cards in their starter packet when they become a brand leader down there. Why is that important? Because when they get 5 SIM cards, they can now get Strive for 5. So we're doing Strive for 5 in Mexico. Do you think people are going to flock to that, yes or no?
Yes.
No question. Guess who's going to earn the residual from every time they top off their minutes?
We are.
Very good. If that does not keep you up tonight, this may not be for you, and that's cool. Like I'm telling you, it's cool. We'll talk to some of the people that you know. Say this. Say, just saying. Just saying. From October 15th to October 31st, we're signing up, putting people on the plan, signing up. SIM cards are going in. Phones are being activated. Sign up. Now your team is prepared on how to sign up customers, and that's going to happen from October 15th to Halloween, right? To October 31st. Now check out what ACN is going to do. Now I'm going to explain this to you slowly, but I'm not going into detail. But I want you to get the picture, especially if you're new. And by the way, I love what Byron said earlier. Mr. Nelson said that the briefing is for the new people to look at this. I also believe that this day is for someone to restart their business if they choose to be serious about it. Are you allowed to hit Are you allowed to hit the restart button at any time in ACN? Yes or no?
Yes.
I give you absolute permission to go on and make today your first day. I cleared it with the company. Sort of. Here goes. October 31st. Here's what the company's going to do. They're going to take a snapshot of your team. I'll be clear with you. Are y'all with me?
Yes.
The company's going to take a snapshot of your organization on October 31st. That date could move, but for right now, it's October 31st. So here's what they're going to do. Do you think that from September 1 to October 15, people join your team, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you think from October 15 to October 30th, customers have been signed up for all of them, yes or no?
Yes.
Check this out. The company is going to take a photograph, in essence, of the position that you hold on October 31st. And they're going to backdate your position to September 1. And here's what that means. You are going to get paid at the position you earned on October 31st. Mexico reps. Let me tell you why that's important. Relax. You guys, it's more important. Listen, here goes. They're going to take a snapshot of the person's position on October 31st. They're going to backdate that position to September 1. Why is that important? Do you think, ladies and gentlemen, that it might be possible, if you chose to treat this seriously and you listen to our advice and our guidance, do you think it? How many people did I say that we should look for? How many teams? 5. Let me hear you. How many?
5.
Watch this. If you do this, September 1 to October 15, October 15 to October 31, and you have 5 people who've earned the position of team coordinator, you will be backdated September 1. September 1. If you have 5 team coordinators in the Mexico comp plan, you, congratulations, are a regional vice president.
Oh!
So when people talk to me about, man, I want to tear this up, liar. I'm going to go, you have no idea how bad I want this. Really? Couldn't get you to training on time today. Really? You guys write one thing down that's not on the slides. I want you to write one thing down. Please. Please. Just write this down word for word. Don't tell me what's important to you. Don't tell me what's important to you. Show me your calendar, and I'll tell you what's important to you. When I heard that, it changed my life. Y'all agree with me? You can't fool you. This means so much. Show up at 10:05. You don't understand how bad I want this. Leave early. So if someone likes the idea of this, September 1 to October 15, build the team, meetings, conference calls. Let the leaders go to work with you. Let the leaders go to work for you. Wow, Mr. Devon McNary, please say hello to him. Hi, Mr. McNary. Very dear friend. I didn't know I was going to see you. So I'm very excited. Cool. September 1 to October 15, build the team. October 15 to October 31, customers are signing up. Flash wireless SIM cards are going in. They're topping off minutes. They're becoming your customer. The company backdates that person in Mexico to September 1. And all of the people that signed up, folks, forgot to mention this, all of the people that had signed up for that entire time, that person down there is getting paid on every single one of them as if they are the position that they earned by October 31. They will be paid at that position from September 1. Could you impact somebody's life down there with the information I just shared with you? Yes or no? Yeah. No question. Next. Awesome. Company is going to do webinars. They're going to be doing conference calls. They already have. This is straight Larry Raskin for people who know him. AOMA, all out massive action. Look it. Here's what I'm telling you. Don't be timid now. Like, don't be timid now. You know, what was the line in the movie? Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Let's do something now so you can take advantage of this. Everything, all the time, every day, crazy activity. Here's what that means. No one should be safe. And when I say no one should be safe, I don't mean chase them, because a hunted animal does what? Run. But is that true? Yeah. Well, I struck a chord with a few of you. Oh, now I know why Joe didn't show up. I was chasing down. Like, if you're going to talk to your friend at the store, and your friend at the store sees you, and your friend does this. Did you see me? 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 You look. No, you look. Dude, you cannot talk to this dude about this again. You guys it's like stalking. Did you see me? Oh. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I meant to get back to you about that phone thing. Don't be that guy. A hunted animal runs for their life. How about doing this? Is Mexico and 109 cell phone customers pretty good bait, yes or no? Yes. And when I mean bait, I just mean something of interest. That's all I mean. Next slide. Cool. Average age of a person with a mobile, 27 years old. This is the group, you guys, what I'm about to share with you now is going to knock you out. How we're going to get the customers. 51% of the population owns a smartphone. 86% of Mexico is prepaid. That means us. Only 14% of the people down there get a postpaid bill. 86% have to pay in advance. They go to a store. By the way, I keep saying top off their minutes because people don't understand refilling. The language down there is you top off your minutes. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah. Awesome. So I want you to imagine you go into an OXXO, which is like a 7-Eleven, and there's a line of people waiting to top off their minutes, and half of those people are on your team. Would that be good, yes or no? Yeah. Next slide. The Center of Excellence, the company has gone above and beyond. The office that they have built down there is unbelievable. I have been there. I've been there multiple times, and I'm telling you right now, it is first class. So for some of you who I'm challenging, to talk to some of your successful people, because successful people know successful people, and there will be business owners down there who are going to be interested in what they're doing. And you want to know why? Here's why. Because here's how a businesswoman thinks. Here's how a businessman thinks. It's all about timing. Being there day one for the first launch of a company offering essential services in a networking model. Do you think that's important, yes or no? Yeah. See, here's the problem, especially in LA. That story doesn't happen to you. That story doesn't happen to me. That story doesn't happen to Byron Nelson. That story always happens to who? Someone else. Someone else heard about it. Someone knew someone. Someone was invited. That's not us. Those days are over. That's absolutely us. We are in that position now, day one. So it is us. Say it's us. That's totally us. Right? You're going to be able to send people to trainings that are going to happen literally every single day. 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. When we get the schedule that's going to happen down there, folks, you can send your people to the event. And the company has invested a tremendous amount of money, and they're putting up satellite offices all over Mexico. Places like Guadalajara, places like Monterrey, places like Querétaro, and all these other places down there. You maybe have never even been to those places. I hadn't been there, but do you know someone who has access to one of those cities, yes or no?
Yes.
You could have a team building there in 60 days or less. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be worth learning this?
Yes.
Awesome, next slide. So, just covered that. Who do you know? Mexico, U.S., Canada, Puerto Rico. By the way, I would say who do you know anywhere? Because people know people who know people in other places. I'm telling you guys, this is not the time to be lazy about this. This is the time to take a stand and be talking to everyone. Next slide. This is what I'm so excited to share with you. We're starting in Mexico with what service? It's called Flash Mobile. Understand the language, understand what we're doing. I would take a picture of this for sure. We're starting with Flash Mobile, okay? That's what we're starting with. But here's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, so you know that you were told. Here we are, right here in LA. And you're going to know people, Baja, main section of Mexico. You're going to know people down there. Or you're going to know people who know people down there. But here's what you're not counting on, and here's what I'm sharing with you ahead of time. The people, are y'all with me? Say I'm with you.
With you.
All the people down here know people up here. But you don't know those people. Your friend Maria, who has a beauty salon in Mexico City, her best friend owns a restaurant in New York City. So when we tell Maria that her business can grow into the United States, because Maria got started because you decided to take action today, stop being afraid, let the leaders go to work with you. Maria gets started on your team September 1, and she's building a team down there and says, oh my God, my sister Guadalupe's best friend is a guy named Frank, and he owns 3 restaurants in New York City. And now your business grew from Los Angeles to Mexico City to New York. Here's my question. In that example, did you know Frank in New York?
No.
You're getting paid on corned beef sandwiches in a restaurant you've never been to because you took advantage and got started now. Would that be good, yes or no?
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, Frank, he knows people in Europe. So if people want to know how Mr. Like, look, Byron will tell you. And as much as I love Byron Nelson, I'm going to tell you, he's an unbelievable speaker. He's become one of my closest friends. But I'm going to tell you something. He's probably shaking right now. Maybe not, actually, knowing that. There ain't anything special about Byron Nelson. He was just hungry. He didn't bring anything to the game that anyone in this room does not have. But what he did do that most people don't do is he made a decision to treat this seriously. The way that he spoke to all of us today and coached all of us, myself included this morning, could anyone, do you think, honestly, do you think anyone could knock Byron Nelson out of ACN? I mean, what do you think? I mean, it's almost like I can't even almost form the sentence. The gentleman has companies, an ACN business that's bigger than most telecom companies. So when he sees this, it's normal operating procedure. For people that were a broke bartender, this was new. I had to wrap my head around it. Would you guys like something else?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, that's like 6 of you.
Yes.
Would you guys like something else?
Yes.
Flash Wireless is our entry into Mexico. Telefonica and Movistar have substantial interest in countries like Peru, Colombia, Chile. So what I'm sharing with you, when we get started here, do you think Telefonica and Movistar are going to want us to go here.
Yes.
So this little spot in gray is impacted this week. What continent is that?
South America.
That is South America. But some people in the room today are going to pass, let it go, and I'm telling you, it's cool. Some people are going to go, wait a minute. Just knowing that, I'm in. The other thing that's going to happen with the launch of Flash is it is our gateway and the doorway to things in the future like DirecTV, Dish Network, ADT, Vivid Home Security. You guys, what if Innovia Payments opens up in Mexico?
Oh, man.
What if Innovia Payments opens up in Mexico and your friend down there who decided to get started with you because of the launch of Flash Mobile to be there first because she's a business owner and she's sharp and she doesn't overthink things, and she gets started and her family has 17 restaurants and you're getting paid a little tiny percentage of every swipe of every card one day in the future if and when Innovia Payments launches in Mexico. The question is, want to miss it or don't? That's why we're here. So there's going to be what I call like a boomerang or a snapback effect. What's going to happen is people are going to get started down here, and these people are going to have family here. Like by the middle of October, your business could be in Oklahoma. Because someone in Mexico has a brother or a sister who just moved to Oklahoma. Would that be exciting, yes or no?
Yes.
Next slide. I know, are you ready?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's coming anyway. So let me tell you the last part I want to share with you. Okay? The company is going to do something that's never been done. When you become a customer, when there's a customer in Mexico, they're going to maximize social networking to get you customers. So what's going to happen is, it even says right here, a business model that allows you to use social media to grow your business, share with your friends, invite them to learn more about ACM products and services. When they sign up, this is not like what you're thinking right now, I'm going to put a link on Facebook. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the company. When you sign up, the company is going to get access to the contacts through your social media. People, well, I wouldn't know if I want people to do that. That's all social media is. So check this out. The company is going to do the work for you. And what I mean by that is they're going to get onto your social media and they are going to contact the people through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all these different ways of social media. And when those people become customers, they're in your organization, they're in your team's business, and your potential rep in Mexico is that much closer to getting Strive for 5. And guess who earns the residual every time their SIM cards get topped off?
You.
You do. Here's another question. Now, the company has set this up. Can I tell you something else?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
The company is saying that the customers no longer have to go into an OXXO or a 7-Eleven to refill their minutes, to top off their minutes. Every single brand leader get this, every single brand leader in Mexico from their smartphone will become a Flash mobile cash register. Here's what that means. You go to your friend's house, they're your customer, they're about out of minutes, and you're like this. No sweat. What's your phone number? What card? Done, you're good. People all over Mexico are going to be making the transaction on behalf of your customers in Mexico. Would that be good, yes or no? That's going to go on social media, and I'm letting you know it's going to change everything. And you're here first. Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
Next slide. I believe. Okay, here's the call to action. This is the most important thing I want to share with you. For you here in LA, in North America, get to the highest position you can get to when?
Yes.
I would take a picture of this slide, folks, because here it is. You want to do everything in your power to get team coordinator done by October 1st, and obviously we're going to do that for the same with people down there. You want 10 people in your business or 100? Build it here so you can build it in Latin America. Notice what they put. They didn't say Mexico. Don't learn it here so you can build it in Mexico. Learn how to build it here so you can build it where? In all of Latin America. Industry reputation, we are #1 in the world. Just remember, we're the first company to ever do this. You are first. No one else is doing this. The pre-launch is exciting. Folks, let me tell you this as well. If you were to launch a sub shop, and in your first month, you think you'd have some challenges. You think you have to work out some kinks. Are you going to close your doors, or are you going to keep your doors open no matter what? Keep it open. You should expect that here. We're launching a country. The pioneers had to go through the mountains, the weather, the wind, the rain, the animals, and everything, but they ended up owning the land. So this is called being in a state of entrepreneurship. Let me give you one last thought before I bring up Mr. Nelson. Here's the deal, in my opinion. Employees, which I was, and there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, there is nothing wrong with having a job. Nobody should do this full time. I'll say that to anyone. No one, when they're brand new, should do this full time. They should do this part time. It is irresponsible to do this full time out of the gate. You should do this part time, on the side. $2,000 full time is a challenge. $1,000 in a little part time business, does that create a story? Yes or no? Yes. And when your income matches or exceeds what you're doing, have a conversation with the leaders that want that for you. Mr. Nelson, myself, any of you, Mr. Sajais, any of the other leaders, we want to be responsible and smart. By the way, do successful people have time or not a lot of time? No. Not a lot of time. So your story is having results part-time. Part-time, you can be expanding a company in a new country. By the way, would that get a business owner's attention, yes or no? No question about it. Understand this, folks. Business ownership versus non-business ownership. Non-business owners, which I was, all day and night, work for pay. Let me explain that. They work for pay. Entrepreneurs and business owners work to build. We're building something in advance of the biggest launch in the history of our company. Is that pretty good? Yeah. Awesome, folks. So what I'm going to do, that's it. We should be Mr. Nelson next. Next slide. Thank you very much. Was this helpful? I hope. Yeah. Is there anybody besides me that's excited about Mexico? Yeah. Is there anyone besides me who wants to learn to speak it really well, really fast? Yeah. Okay, cool. I love this. Mr. Nelson's team is called The Matrix, and we are all a part of his team. You guys do me a favor so he can go over the mindset that we need to take advantage of everything that I talked about and the compensation plan, which is going to come up after Mr. Nelson. Please help me welcome up Platinum Regional Vice President, Mr. Byron Nelson.